The Belgian Grand Prix is on this weekend, so ahead of the race I'm going to be taking a look at 5 drivers that you should be looking out for this weekend. So it's fair to say we had a very eventful and controversial race in Hungary, and I've produced a lot of content reacting to all the goings on there. But I wanted to have a look and see at some drivers that you should be looking out for. So the first one on my list, unsurprisingly, is Max Verstappen. Now, obviously Max was rather mad after the Hungarian Grand Prix. He was not happy at all at both his car's pace and the conduct for the drivers. Now, obviously, I've already given my take on how Max was conducting himself during that race weekend, but the fact is, he is more than fired up. His Red Bull car has not been the fastest car on the grid, and that's something that Dr. Helmut Marko has freely admitted as well. He hasn't won in the last 3 rounds, but if there's anywhere that he's going to get back to winning ways, it's going to be somewhere like Spa. Max is from Belgium, but obviously competes under a Dutch racing licence. So this is his homeland, and he is half Belgian as well. His mother is a Belgian national. He has also won here in all of the last 3 seasons. Obviously in 21 it wasn't really much of a race, but he still got pole position and therefore won in that one. In 22 he had an incredible charge through the field, and in 23 he was untouchable once again. So if there's anywhere that he's going to get his form back, it's Spa-Francorchamps. But his car isn't the fastest, to be honest with you, so it'll be fascinating to see how he does around a track that he's traditionally done extremely well at over the years. Next up, I want to talk about Sir Lewis Hamilton. Now, I'm backing Mercedes to do very well here. They were very fast at Silverstone in dry conditions, and this weekend's running is meant to be mainly dry. Although with it being Spa, you never can predict the weather. There's always potential for rain, and I'll get into who I'll be backing if it actually, if the skies do end up pouring water down onto the track. It's a very weird way of saying that it's raining, but you know what I mean. When you live in the UK, you have to be inventive when it comes to talking about that, because it's always raining. So Lewis Hamilton's someone I'm backing to do very well, and to be honest with you, I'm going to pick him for the win as well. I think he's got a very good chance around here. Mercedes were extremely fast in Silverstone, which is another high-speed track. They were very good around Canada as well, so I think they'll do very well around Belgium too. Lewis has won 4 times here. 5 wins around the Belgian Grand Prix would put him right up with the very best of all time too. So I'm backing him for a good result this weekend, at least another podium to make it number 201. Next up, I've got both McLaren boys, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. I'm going to be watching both of them, a very keen eye on the pair of them, because fair to say some controversy with the team orders with McLaren, but that did mean that Oscar Piastri won his first Formula 1 race, so I'm going to back him to do well again around here. The first win is very much a watershed moment for Formula 1 drivers. After that, they have the kind of experience and the know-how of how to win races, but of course he did have a helping hand in that one. So Lando Norris was the fastest driver in the second part of that race and pulled out a gap as well. He is, of course, I think he is half Belgian as well, just like Max. I think his mum's from Belgium, something like that as well. So it's almost a home race a little bit for him as well, of course, even though of course he is a UK driver. He'll be fired up and looking to get back to victory lane, and the thing is, at the end of the day for him, is that he's not had a win since Miami. He's come close on so many occasions, and I think this could well and truly be his best chance. He had 4 second places since that victory in Miami. I think he's going to get a good result around this track, because McLaren frankly have the fastest car, I think, overall, but do they have the fastest car in a high-speed track like Belgium? Jury is very much out. But the jury's not really out when it comes to my final driver on the list, Fernando Alonso. He is of course a legend of the sport, but he's driving a very lacklustre Aston Martin at the moment, and there was big controversy too when it came to team orders at Aston Martin, where he let Stroll go through to try and attack Tsunoda, but then Stroll did not let Alonso go past once he failed to get past the Japanese driver. Around a track like Spa, there is definitely potential for some elbows to be thrown between the two of them. I don't think things are very good between them, nor at Aston Martin in general right now. Although Alonso has never won around Spa, it's one of the few tracks on the calendar where he's never won at before, so although I'm not expecting him to get close to the podium this weekend, it's not his best track either, so Lance Stroll could pull out a surprising result. But there we go, guys, those are my 5 drivers that I'm going to be looking out for this weekend at the Belgian Grand Prix. Let us know your picks for who is going to actually, pull out a good performance, who you're going to be watching out for, and also who is your prediction to get the victory this weekend. Like I said, mine is Lewis Hamilton. But what's yours? Let us know in the comments below, and of course keep it tuned to the F1chronicle.com for much more video content on F1 just like this.